crooked eyes. Tell me what you find. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about. Trapped in my own run from infinite thought. When I was young, I would run for the cops. Fearing instead, I just run for the loss. Dumb time, I corrupted mind. Search every corner where the demons hide. I don't even know what you're trying to find. What you're trying to find. This fucked up life of mine. I don't know, like a landmine. I'm down to my damn mind. Every single day, I'm sky high. Look in the white of my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your lies. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. I wanna talk about. I wanna talk about white in my eyes when you're spilling your. I'm high. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about money. I wanna talk about. It's fine. I'm high. You know I miss the cold, I hate the summertime. I am no king of wasting time, and I feel bad about it. Lately I don't feel blue, no longer dreaming blue. Beautiful flower, I bloom, found my way out of my tomb. Never could have guessed that the worst days I have ever faced will leave me standing tall today. My hope, my spirit and sick. Never could have guessed that the first time that I saw her face, I would wake up at her place. The goddamn smile on my face, like I'm doing good. Not likely that I'll ever get my shit together. Half my life I felt like I was under the weather. All my future endeavors are far from done. Getting fucked up on the train tracks, never wanna take those days back. I know I was young, I was living my life like a goddamn idiot. Started shit and we finished it. At least I live my life with style. I no longer feel so proud. I feel a fire again. I feel a spark inside my heart. I feel alive again. I feel a fire again. I feel a spark inside my heart. I feel alive again. I feel the fire it burns. I feel a fire again. I feel a spark inside my heart. I feel alive again. You know I miss the boys, they're out in Santa Cruz. Some days wish I lived on the moon. Never had to meet another douchebag. Think back to when I met the boys age 19. We were living on Chandler Street, fucking it up in December. Never could have guessed that all the times we cheated dead. I'll be standing here with my head, my heart, my spirit somewhat sick. Really should have guessed that all the times that we got faded, that my brain might get downgraded. Thank God, I think I'm feeling alright. I feel a fire again. I feel a spark inside my heart. I feel alive again. I feel a fire again. I feel a spark inside my heart. I feel alive again. just got sick of the lose, so I decided to grow. Yeah, and decided to glue. Stick to the walls. I just got sick of the lose, so I decided to grow. Yeah, decided to glue. Stick to the walls. I just got sick of the lose.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday, not Monday. Happy Wednesday. Today I'm just gonna cover mostly Bitcoin. Nothing has really changed for S&P. I'll do like a quick rundown for anyone that missed it on Monday. But today is probably gonna be pretty quick, somewhat educational. Couple of small announcements as well. Steven, what's up, man? Yeah, your message, dude. That was very nice of you. Again, thank you so much. That kind of like opened my eyes a little bit, and you always forget, like, I don't know, sometimes like the little things like that are what matter most. Dorian, what's up, man? I'm probably gonna turn these lights off because they keep spazzing out. I have no idea why. But if they continue to, I'm probably gonna turn them off because they're gonna give me a migraine. Let's see who else is here. Michael J, what's up, man? Sam Adams. That's a hell of a name if that's a real name. Steve, yeah, I think a bounce off 29.5 is reasonable. That's where my lows are, like, basically, and we're gonna cover it today. Yeah, I'm turning these lights off. 1 second. So annoying. I know it's a little dark. I can turn on the other light if it's too dark. For those of you that know, I've been house searching for a house in Florida like the last year. This December, I'm actually going to start. Well, I mean, I'm going down a couple times this summer to look at a couple things, but this December I'll be pretty locked in. So this house is nice, but I rent it because the housing market has sucked for the last 2 years. And now I'm just like, I have to buy a house now. So, oh, that's awesome if that's your real name. But yeah, so Steve, so I'll cover this more in depth, but I think we get like something like that. So you basically sweep all those liquidations. It'll be on like super low volume. We'll sweep it, and then we'll continue our uptrend. Because like right now it looks really, really bullish. Like I really don't see anything but on the weekly that could, I guess, be considered kind of bearish. But let's do this real quick. Let's run through this really fast, and then we'll go over all the educational stuff. But first and foremost, there's only 23 people in here. I'm kind of surprised. My live streams usually pull like 100 by now. But anyways, for those of you that are watching and miss live, I'm going to start posting some educational stuff. I'm taking like my normal 2 to 3 months off the trading school. I just don't want to get, like, I do that just so I don't get burned out. Because it is, it is a decent amount of work. You got to teach new people, new things. And it can be kind of frustrating sometimes. Like, if you have someone that's like constantly just not getting it. As for anything with teaching, like teaching is not an easy job. So if you are a teacher, I have a lot of respect for you. But anyways, what I'm planning to do is in that time, like post some educational like content. So like I have a bunch of tweets that I made last night that are just like, hey, this is a trade setup, or hey, this is why risk management is important. It's like, it's nothing that'll be too hard to follow, but it's like, hey, if you already knew that, then great, you get refreshed. If you didn't know that, then hey, it's something new. It's just kind of covering like single concepts like reversal patterns or simple price action, or just like little things to help educate people. Right now, the market's like dead, so this is really a good chance to kind of learn some things. That way, if we do go into a bull market, like I'm talking break all-time highs, I'm talking like 2020 like to 2021 where everything was crazy, then you'll have like a good framework on what to do, when to do it, what to look for. Because going in blind, which a lot of these people, like a lot of you guys are probably new to trading, probably because of 2020 to 2021. And basically you saw the bull market, you saw the craziness, maybe you made some money, maybe you lost a lot of money, but now you're like trying to learn it because it interests you, or maybe you made a lot of money, you want to do it again. Either way, the point is like right now is your chance to learn, because there's going to be these crazy bear market rallies like we're having now. Maybe we continue and go break all-time highs and start our bull market, or maybe we come back down to 25K and then do the run up to 48K. And those are always great. Those are really solid for making profit. But you guys know the crypto bull run is crazy. First it's Bitcoin, then it's Ethereum, then it's alts, then it's micros, and then it all flushes down the toilet, which a lot of people end up just getting flushed down the toilet, unfortunately. So again, my goal is just, here's a framework, here's what to look for. Maybe you can learn something and apply it in the future. Finally able to catch stream. Nice to have you, man. What's up, yes sir? I miss Barry, me too. Brings back good memory. Yeah, so I can play all that. My friend is actually, he's gotten like solo, and he's making a ton of music, and it's really good. He's sent me some stuff. I haven't played it yet, but he sent me a bunch of stuff, so I'll definitely keep playing all of that. I just like to rotate it. I don't know. Same music all the time gets boring. But all right, real quick, gonna do the quick, just like basic SPX, DXY, and Tether. So DXY or SPX responding perfectly. I've left this drawing on the chart just like as a reminder. Hey, we're probably going to consolidate above this resistance, turning it into support, continuing upwards. Again, nothing has really changed over the last 3 weeks. Dollar, more or less in a bear flag. Again, I actually think this is good. This is very bearish. Why? Because it invalidates the chance of a double bottom. If we go back up, maybe we go back up to here, maybe we just go to here, maybe we do that, whatever it is. Now we've invalidated a double bottom. Double bottoms don't look like this. They don't have this little, double bottoms are like literally perfect W's. Like no joke. They are fully perfect W's. Like almost to the point where it's like, wow, this is so obvious. Why can't everybody trade this? So that removes that idea of a double bottom. That's why a lot of people were scared when this happened, because they thought, hey, maybe there's a double bottom there. So these two green weeks on the DXY are actually very bearish. Just giving you my opinion. Maybe they're not bearish. Maybe they're bullish. But for me, it invalidates the chance of a reversal pattern, which looking forward, if we just drop, we're probably going to bounce there. And then there's that threat of a reversal pattern. So very, very bearish 2 green weeks. So I really like that. If we can close the way we are, perfectly fine, right? So moving on. Tether, still looking at a head and shoulders. Again, not much has changed. Might pull out like a daily. Maybe we're retesting some old support here, turning it into resistance again. Not too much. Maybe we come back up and make a daily head and shoulders as well. 4 hour. Yeah, it just kind of looks like a bear flag. So again, not much here. Tether dominance, it really isn't going to do anything major until we break this level or break below this level. So anything in between here is fair game. Now onward to Bitcoin. So this is where I really wanted to spend the bulk of my time today. Just kind of covering like some educational stuff, going over like what I'm expecting, what I'm looking for, and what my current thoughts are. Oh, dude, no problem. Yeah, I really actually enjoy doing this. So every once in a while I'll take like a couple weeks off again, just so I don't get burned out, just to kind of give myself a break. Also, like I try to pick and choose the time. So like I took a huge streaming break during this, at least during the sideways, just because nothing was going on. I tried to stream here and there, give updates, but when nothing's going on, that's technically when I try to take my break. So okay, here's what I'm looking at. So put on your thinking, your critical thinking hats with me for a moment, and we're kind of going to list the different reasons. Let me see if I can pull out like a note. So notepad. We're going to pull out a notepad and we're going to do this together. So we have 1 week. So we're just going to kind of like write down our thoughts on each time frame. Now, just so you guys know, rule number 1, and excuse my microphone. It's a piece of shit and it's falling. Hold on 1 second. I have to move this stuff around. There we go. There we go. That's better. So, okay, rule 1. Higher time frame is always more valuable than lower time frames. It's always going to give you the ultimate answer and the ultimate result. So that's rule number 1. So we have the 1 week, right? So here's our 1 week thoughts. So just going to make some little bullet points. So 1 week. Okay, here's my biggest thing here. I'm actually going to remove some of these drawings. That way we can redraw. So these are, and believe it or not, this is literally what I do not only on my own time, but with my trading students. So if you're ever interested in taking that course, the first 15 to 20 minutes of class are me just going over the chart, and whether you know it or whether you don't, whether you know what I'm talking about or whether you don't, the whole point is at the end of the class, you're going to look at this analysis and say, I know what he's talking about, and I can see what he's talking about, or I have a general idea, right? Because it's only a 4-month class, guys. It takes like a year or two to really get trading down. So anyways, let's open this up. So 1 week. So we got a couple things. And so we do have a higher high in price comparatively and a lower high in RSI. So we're going to put possible bear divs. We're going to put MACD and RSI just because MACD, yes, we had a bear cross, but again, we're turning upwards. Nothing truly bearish here yet, but if we close this week red, it's a possibility. Again, I do want to note that divergences aren't everything. So we're going to give this like a score, maybe a 3 out of 10. So of importance. So we're going to put 3 out of 10 importance. Guys, again, you can have bearish divergences that never play out, bullish divergences that never play out. Your biggest indicator is price action. So looking at price action. Okay, so we know that this was zero spot fees on Binance. So we're actually going to zoom in just to see the kind of volume statistic here. So we do have slightly higher volume on this weekly. Again, the last couple weeks were flat. This is slightly higher. Again, we never broke out of resistance, right? We're trading between support and resistance. So we have a technical rejection for now. We have not broken out. So we're going to put rejection for now. We won't put flat volume, put slightly. And if we look at the daily, we actually have a diagonal breakout. I'd say this is because it's a diagonal, 4 out of 10. And because of the rejection for now, I'd say this is a 4 out of 10 as well. So the weekly not really giving us a lot of signals, not a lot to really deal with. Guys, I don't really pull out moving averages or any of that crap. I really don't. And you don't as well. You don't need fibs. You don't need moving averages. You don't need all this crap. Like, you just need some basic indicators. And I'll give you this. The best traders I know, they don't use any of that. Their charts don't look like this, right? That is impossible to read. Like, what is even going on here? Like, I don't even know what to say, right? You don't need all that. Trust me. So, okay, another big importance, we're holding our uptrend. So our diagonal uptrend, we're holding. And I'd say that's probably a 7 out of 10. Again, it's a diagonal. We're not resting on support or true support. So yes, we could technically come back down. We could technically do something like this. It's all possible. But we're still in an uptrend, so we're still technically bullish. Okay, now we're going to go to the daily. Right? We've done our weekly. We have a decent idea. We have a couple bearish signals, a couple bullish signals, nothing major, right? Nothing that screams like, hey, this XYZ is going to happen. So now we're going to draw our diagonal because it's a little bit easier to read, and we're actually going to change this settings. Remove that. Okay, so here we go. We have a slight diagonal on the daily. We had volume going down, price going up. So originally we had bullish price action, very flat. Why did that get pulled out? We have very flat volume. We actually have a volume rise here. Again, try and ignore this other stuff. This is a spot, this was free spot trading on Binance, which again was used for wash trading with whales. But for now, we had very, very flat volume. On this initial breakout and move upwards, we have lots of volume going up. So very, very bullish. So we're going to put a couple things for the daily and say, we're going to say diagonal breakout. We're going to say bullish PA volume validating break. And we'll put 7 out of 10. We'll put 6 out of 10 because it is a diagonal. Again, we could technically come back down. We did not break horizontal resistance. So we have horizontal resistance rejection, which probably a 7 out of 10, I'd say, on the daily because we never broke out, right? But here's the thing that you have to consider, right? We're starting to become overbought on the 4-hour. We were heavily overbought, and the move was very quick. So, we are consolidating. with 0 bearish indications, lower time frame. So there's what I mean by zero bearish indications. And when we get to the 4 hour, this will make more sense. But for now, there's 0 bearish indications, lower time frame. There's no reversal pattern. There's nothing crazy happening. We have lower volume. So on the daily, we're consolidating with lower volume as well. You can see volume is much lower than that initial breakout. So we're going to put under consolidation, under consolidate with 0 bearish and low volume. I'd say that's an 8 out of 10. That's a good signal. So yes, we are consolidating under resistance. Yes, you could make the argument that maybe we're, seeing some kind of reversal, but there's no reversal pattern on the daily. We actually broke a 70-day bull flag. So we're going to put that. Broke out 70-day bull flag. Volume validating. I'd say that's an 8 out of 10. Actually, I'd say that's an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 just because we didn't get a reversal pattern, right? There's no reversal pattern down here. Although we did say that this is consolidation. We did bounce off a perfect horizontal support level. So ultimately, it is very bullish. So the 1 day, a couple other things. RSI, MACD, they look fine. Nothing crazy, no bearish divergences. So we'll also put that down. No bear divs, RSI, MACD. So we can continue. I'd say that's probably a 4 out of 10, right? Bearish divergence, it is important, but there's no, if there's no confluence, they don't matter. Hey, Roman, just in case you want to check the Bitcoin TUSD chart, huge in volume. That's where all the volume, oh, probably. No, you're never late, Luke, never late. I only use RSI and horizontal resistance, and I support occasionally. Look at MA, EMAs. Yeah, I mean, you guys, you can look at any indicators you want, but don't have 50 indicators open on your chart. Like, you don't have to use RSI and MACD. You could use price, volume, and moving averages, right? You can just trade with moving averages. The whole point I'm trying to provide is like, you don't need 100 fancy indicators to make money in this market, right? I use ABC wave structures on the daily up to 4 hour. 25 to 30K range, still breakout. Yeah, so you're absolutely right. Oh, we do not want to delete that. So, okay, now let's go into the 4 hour, right? So, 4 hour. I'm not going to really repeat like all of the breakout indications. We obviously know there's a breakout. We're specifically talking now, looking at the 4 hour of this, right? We're looking at what's circled. So, I'm actually going to, just for the sake of it, put it in a, whoa. Let's make it different. So we're looking at this, right? This whole kind of move. Like, what's happening? What are we making? Is there anything that we can, pick up that'll affect the daily? So we know the daily's mostly bullish. So we'll say 1 week undecided. We'll say 1 week or 1 day is mostly bullish. Now, what's the 4 hour? So the 4 hour is going to really give us a clean answer, or at least a better answer on, okay, what are we looking for to trade? Are we looking to short? Or are we looking to long? So right now, and I'm just giving you guys my own kind of experience. So I am long from down here. I longed the diagonal breakout. I waited for the close and I longed, right? So I'm good. I'm good down there. But let's say you're not in a trade yet. Or let's say you did long and you're looking to enter more in the trade because this is swing trading. You look to, average in and buy as you break out, or short as you break down, kind of thing. So okay, what's happening? So we're long here already. We want to add more to the trade. Where do we add? So a couple things. Looking at the 4 hour, we're undecided until we get our reason. So what are we looking at here? So we obviously have the bullish price action. That is determined by, we had lots of volume on the breakout, lots of volume here, and since then, we've had pretty flat to low volume. Volume's been going down or flat since kind of consolidating in this resistance, right? So that's fine. Consolidating into resistance isn't necessarily a bearish thing. It can be regarded as bullish if that is, kind of the case. But here we go. We're consolidating low volume. There's no reversal pattern forming. That's probably I'd say that's a 9 out of 10, right? I'd say consolidating low volume, 9 out of 10. That, and you have to remember, consolidation equals continuation, right? So we're just going to put a roll 2. Continuation. And that's what we're trying to figure out. Are we consolidating or are we reversing? So a couple other things, and I'm just going to highlight RSI and MACD here because they are very, very important. So RSI, and we'll just put MACD. So RSI and MACD, couple big things, guys. I want you to look at RSI and MACD, and we're going to study these on a very, very high level. I know they're very basic indicators, but here is my high-level approach to them, right? I'm going to make the price smaller just because we know what price looks like. We know what it's doing. Here's RSI, and here's MACD. So a couple things. One, on the first initial touch at resistance, obviously we had those bearish divergences forming, which is causing us to move sideways. Now, here's the biggest thing and biggest key. We're moving sideways, right? We had bearish divergence, and we moved sideways instead of crashing down. Because you have to remember, it's bearish divergence. It's, you're not going to continue upwards with bearish divergence. The next best thing is continuing sideways. We've done nothing for the last, 5 days, 6 days, but moving sideways. Another thing, imagine that MACD is split between two halves. So you have a bull side and you have a bear side, right? We were overextended 1,000 points. Let's see. Every time this thing gets overextended, it pulls back, right? Or most of the time it pulls back. So that 1,000-point levels are overextension for MACD. Look what's happening. We're approaching 0. We're approaching our median point or back to mean. We'll retest this and continue upwards, right? So what's happening with price? We're moving sideways. Again, more signs that is consolidation. Remember, price has to move sideways. If not, I'll put it this way. If price doesn't move down to reset, it has to move sideways to reset. You can't just continue upwards forever. Now let's look at RSI. So RSI, you have your 50-point is your mean or median, whatever your average. So let's look at RSI. So very, very overbought. Every time we hit the 90-ish area, you have that pullback. So same with MACD. We were very, very overextended on that first tap of resistance. We get that bearish divergence, and then we move sideways. So biggest key here. We are not losing 29.5, and RSI and MACD are fully reset. That is very, very bullish. That is at least bullish in the terms of trend continuation, right? We're seeing consolidation. We're seeing that trend continuation. On top of that, we now have bullish divergence between these 2 points here, between our last consolidation point and now, we have bullish divergence. What does that mean? We have higher highs in price, higher lows in price and lower lows in RSI. Again, another bullish sign. So here we go on our notepad. We're going to write bullish divergence. We're going to put consolidation, reset. We're going to put low, we won't put low volume because we know low volume. We'll just put low volume overall. Consolidation, which I would say is an 8 out of 10. Bullish divergence, continuation, reset again. I'd say that's 9 out of 10. Very, very important. There's no reversal pattern. So the 4 hour, I would say, is mostly bullish. Actually, I would say just bullish. Like it's a 7 to 8 out of 10 bullish. Now, I will say this, and I don't want to confuse anybody here. When I say what I'm about to say, I don't want you to be like, oh, you're just covering your ass because that's what you influencers do. Okay, no, right? That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to tell you that the market's going to do what the market's going to do. If there's some piece of news, or if Joe Biden flops dead, or if we get nuked, or, Russia invades the United States, obviously the markets are going to crash, right? There's always a chance that the market's going to do what the market's going to do. If the S&P 500 crashes tomorrow, crypto's also going to crash. So there's always that slight chance that your TA doesn't matter, right? So, okay, what can we take away from this? So we know that the 1 week we're kind of undecided. We have possibility of bearish divergences. We have a rejection for now. We do have a diagonal breakout, and we are holding our diagonal uptrend. So what is the weekly telling us? The weekly's kind of undecided. Why? Again, we don't have a lot of confirmation. We don't have any reversal patterns. We don't have a lot of confluence. We don't have a lot of things that tell us the direction that price is going. Could it go down? Maybe. Could it go up? Maybe. But let's look and deep dive some of our lower time frames on the weekly. So the 1 day, we said is mostly bullish. Why? Those are all the reasons listed. Obviously, they're a much higher score than the 1 week because the 1 week's undecided. But let's say on the daily, let's say you're a little bit more confused. Now you go into the 4 hour. How can we derive an answer from the 4 hour? And I think the 4 hour right now is the most important because the 1 week and the 1 day aren't overextended. So if these go down, it is a bearish move. If we do not break out, it is a bearish move, technically, because there's no reason to reset. There's no reason to move sideways. There's no reason to continue lower because there's nothing to reset. The daily's not overbought and the weekly's not overbought. So, okay, 4 hour. 4 hours bullish. Why? We're consolidating on low volume. We have bullish divergences forming. We are getting an indicator reset, which is the most important thing about trend continuation. Amongst in a bull flag, we'll even put forming bull flag. And I'd say that's 7 out of 10. I mean, it's not as reliable yet because we don't have the full pattern formation. We don't really know where our support is yet because we could easily drop down, right? So let me remove some of these drawings. You guys can always go back and view them as you please on YouTube. But just for a minute while I read people's comments, I am going to pull up the note and just kind of leave this here if you want to read it or take a screenshot, whatever. But that's kind of how I run through charts every day, right? And I'll expand this just a tad. There you go. So let me read this. I guess it was high volume because Binance had 0 trading fees on this pair, so I guess also TUSD pegged a bit. Maybe another cause higher volume. So the reason why it's so high is because whales were essentially like wash trading to make money, or exchanges were wash trading to make money. No need to have rainbows in the charts. Exactly. Very informative. Please share this on Twitter as well for those who missed. It's on YouTube, and I plan to do stuff like this, at least, like in the form of a tweet. Again, if you guys want this kind of content, you need to come to the live stream. I'm not a video editor. I kind of have a video editor, but he's not really paid. He just kind of does it because we're both friends. We, I give him some things. He, it's whatever, but he's not like a paid video editor, right? Like YouTube doesn't really pay me. So if YouTube paid me, I'd totally hire a video editor and do some stuff, but I don't have the recognition yet. So, if I ever hit like 100K subscribers and, making, $10,000 a month or $5,000 a month, I'll totally invest it into a video editor and make more videos and do more stuff. But for now, it's kind of like, I'm just doing this because I enjoy it, and I like literally don't know how to edit videos, and I don't really have the time to learn. So this is for the daily, weekly, or monthly bullish. I asked some are calling for downturn later in the year. Okay, so here's my biggest piece of advice. Stop listening to everybody else. And I'm not saying you have to listen to me. I'm not always right either. But when someone says, in October of later this year, we're going to have a downturn, they have no fucking idea what they're talking about. Right? Last year, there were people saying that Bitcoin would be at 5K right now, or 12K, or whatever the fuck they're talking about. Like, Bitcoin is at $30,105. So the majority of people that said 12K, 10K, 8K, 6K Bitcoin, like, nobody has any fucking idea what price is going to be at in 6 months. So don't listen to those people. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They have no idea. Like, I'm not insulting you. I'm just saying, if anyone says, like, if anyone gets on their phone and tweets, in October of later this year, Bitcoin's going to hit $12,000. Like, shut up. You have no idea what you're talking about at all. Those streams are good enough to be. Yeah, you can always go back in the stream. I don't do trend lines with RSI. It's unreliable. Yeah. So I'll just, so if people want to rewatch the streams, I can. I leave them up on YouTube. But that's kind of my reasoning behind that. So what am I kind of looking at in terms of the 4 hour over the next couple days? So what I'm looking for is maybe something like this, where we have that liquidity grab here, we break that low, and you'll find that's actually very, very common in bull flags, unfortunately, or liquidity grabs by exchanges or market makers, because you have to remember, like, a lot of people are like, oh, this is the low, I'm going to put my stop right below the low. This will happen, grab that liquidity, we'll bounce back up immediately, and I'm hoping this will be our reversal pattern. So we'll get some kind of like 1 hour double bottom here. So I'll even draw it a little bit cleaner on the 1 hour just because I can zoom in a little further, and then I'll show you guys a historical example of when this actually happened. So you're going to come here, maybe come back up, double bottom, and then we'll head higher. So if this happens, let's say, and I have no idea if this is going to happen, guys. Like, don't take my word for it. I have no fucking clue if this is going to happen. Let's say this happens. Let's say price does this exact movement, right? Where do you look to take the long? Where are you looking to, confirmation, whatever. So what I would do is, if this is the format, I would not long here, ever. Because it's technically a breakdown, right? You don't know when this is going to end. Maybe it dips to here and then comes back up. You have no idea. So this is not the option. We come back up, wouldn't long here, and I would not long here, right? I would long here. Why? Because we now have a double bottom, or a potential. I wouldn't even say we have a potential double bottom. As long as volume stays relatively low, right? We have that lower volume as we're kind of doing this whole thing. That is a potential double bottom. Where's my second entry? My second entry is here. On the confirmation that we break that diagonal and confirm this double bottom. Where's my third entry? Here. As soon as you break that higher time frame resistance. I'd say anything above 31,434, right? We struggled here. We did not get above here recently. Obviously, this is a complete reset. For those of you that know, I am long down here. So I probably won't be adding up here. I'll be adding a majority position here if this were to happen. But if you're not in a position, you could definitely ride this, right? There are your three entries. You have some here, you have some on the diagonal break, and then you get some on the higher time frame break. And let's say we go to the next resistance, which will probably be like 36,000. I mean, all in all, that's say we got a 36A, that's 22% trade, so you probably make about 10 to 15% with your averaging in entries and your risk management, whatever. Pretty solid. You know, if you're trading with $100,000, you made 10 grand over a couple days. It's not bad. It's more than most people make in like 3 months. Nah, not 3 months. Probably two months. I have a question. So the weekly has to reset or come down at some point. Yeah, but it's not overbought. Right? Like the weekly is not in a place that it needs to be reset. Like the only time the weekly needs to reset is when it's like this. Right? When it's like completely overbought. It's not even overbought. It actually returned all the way back to the 50 mark, back to the mean. So for now, the weekly it still has plenty of room to go up. For now, I'm not going to cover any alts, man. I'm sorry. We're in a bear market, and doing altcoin TA is a ginormous waste of time. Like, okay, and I know people are going to come at me like, but you post altcoin charts all the time. No, I post altcoin charts that look like this because they're a huge, huge DCA opportunity, right? You're looking at wrong way. You're looking at a drop of 94%. Like, these are some of the coins if you're like, hey, I really want to try my luck on some altcoins. And again, guys, I have no idea what altcoins are going to do over the next year, 2, 5 years. I have no fucking clue. So don't put your life savings in Crow, and if it goes to zero, you're like, oh, I'm blaming Roman. Like, no. Like, don't fucking blame me. I'm saying if your altcoin chart looks like this, or if you have something like Link, right? Look at Link. Link actually has some wicked bullish divergence as well. Link is down, or was down, 92% almost, right? This is an altcoin that you want to look at, especially with the bullish divergence on the weekly. We have a lower low, right? A lower low in price and a higher low in RSI. Same with MACD. This thing should moon to $17. It's dying for a relief rally at some point, which is, again, in another point of confluence, look at Bitcoin dominance. At some point, this has to retest this area. What do you think is going to happen when Bitcoin dominance stops going parabolic and retests that support area? Altcoins are going to fly. Look at Link. What do you think happens when Bitcoin dominance goes down and Link breaks $9? What is the next resistance? 18. Again, I'm not saying that Link could hit, I'm saying that there's a good chance that Link hits at some point 1820 and maybe goes back to all-time highs, obviously in a bull market. But again, it's very, very simple TA on the weekly here. That's what you're looking for when you're investing in these altcoins, right? You're not looking for this crazy, like, oh, there's this crazy pattern or crazy this or crazy that. I mean, look at XTZ. Again, I don't know shit about XTZ, but I know a lot about TA. You have bullish divergence here. XTZ could easily rip 400%. Like again, I'm not trying to shill altcoins. I'm not paid to shill altcoins. I don't give a shit about altcoins for the most part. Like I have like of my net worth, which I'm about 10% off $1 million. If you can do, you guys are going to figure this out real fast. I have about $10,000 in altcoins, give or take. So if it goes to zero, like it doesn't affect me. I have another $890,000 to do whatever I want with, right? If it goes to fucking infinity, then awesome. Then I make some good money. But my point is, like, you should never be putting more than like 5% at most of your net worth in altcoins. Like, unless you're worth like hundreds of millions of dollars and money doesn't matter to you, then okay, you have that argument. You can put whatever in. But I wouldn't risk it because most altcoins are trash. Although I'd love to see you and EXO in a live stream debate. I mean, I guess. I don't know what we debate because I don't follow him. I don't know what he talks about. I mean, I don't know. All I know is that he expects 12K, and if his reasoning. So, guys, my whole point is, like, I give you reasons based on not only the fact that I've worked in investment finance for almost a decade. I have many mentors and many business colleagues and friends that own their own firms. I trade for a private equity firm as well. I can't give out the name or anything. I was asked to keep it private for now. At some point, we are working on forming like my own kind of fund. So if you guys want me to trade your money, I can legally, because I get this question all the time. Can I just give you money and you trade it? Like, my answer would be yes, right? But legally, I can't do that in the United States without some kind of licensing or going through a firm. So with the private equity firm, I can actually do that, but we're working on it. We have to build rapport. We started in March, which we really haven't made a trade since then. So, but yeah, my point is, like, these kind of people, like Trader SC, Trader XO, are they good traders? Probably. Like, I don't follow their trades all the time. I don't know how much money they've made. I don't even know if they make any money trading. They could just be LARPs, for all I know. I have no fucking clue. I don't really follow anyone else's analysis but my own. But if I'm going to debate with someone and they bring out like in October, we're going to dump because I just feel like we're going to drop. Like, I'm going to turn off that debate and not waste my time, right? Like, my time to me is valuable. And if you want to debate with me, and we can do that for sure. But if you're going to pull out some answers that are just based on nonsense, and there's no financial backing, there's no evidence of that, and frankly, like, your background isn't like you don't have the right to say what you're saying. Like, I'm just not, like, what's the point? It's like debating with a dog, right? Like, you can yell at your dog all day, but he has no idea what you're saying, right? Or your dog can bark back at you, and you're like, I don't even know what you're saying, dude. Like, so. Yeah, I don't have anything against these guys. Like, I think they're relatively good traders from what I understand. But when I see a macro call or I see Bitcoin's going to go to 12K and here are 10 reasons why, like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know what you're going to be eating in 6 months, and you think that you know the price of Bitcoin or the price of an asset, or you think that, guys, like, you have no idea what's going to happen in 6 months. That's why I don't do the whole, like, in 6 months, Bitcoin's going to be at $10,000 because I shot a shotgun shot in the air and it landed on like 100 feet in front of me and the stars told me so. Like, I don't do that shit. That's fucking bullshit. Like, those people are scamming you. Like, I don't know what their reasoning is. Yeah, there'd probably be a minimum amount, but I don't know, right? I don't know how it would work. I don't know. Like, I'm just trading for them now, and I'll be honest with you, we haven't even made a trade yet because we had some issues that were related to hacking, and now the FBI is getting involved. So that's all I can. I hope they don't get mad at me, but that's all I can share. Like, that's why we haven't really been able to do anything. They probably make their money off partner fees. Like, I won't lie, like, the partner fees, like, you make some good money off them. And I used to hate on it, but I think if you can find a reliable exchange, like, especially, you have to remember, guys, like, a lot of us that are good traders, like, we don't get paid to do this. Like, I don't get paid to post on Twitter. I don't get paid to live stream. I don't get paid to do anything. So it is like a nice kind of like contribution, or like if you guys like, hey, I'd like to support, but without just like giving you money, like I'll trade on the exchange that you use or the exchange that you support. So like a lot of you, you know, you probably trade with Bitkit because you really like my analysis. You know, you get the 15% off fees, and you're like, hey, like I'm trying to also support you by, you know, and I also get to trade and use some of your analysis. And like I'm very thankful for that, and I think that's awesome. And you can definitely make money off fees. Like you definitely can. But if you're only making money off fees and you're posting shitty analysis, like if you're someone like, and I try not to bring this up too much, but if you're someone like Agris, right? Like the guy has been wrong, and he's just really or Profit Blue, where you're literally wrong, like nonstop. Like you haven't been right at all. Like you're just a total bogus imposter. You're not a trader. You're just a LARP, right? And a good example would be like the Moon, or like Carl the Moon, or Crypto, or Lark Davis. Like if you're that crazy person that predicts based on astrology, who's that, Marin or whatever? Yeah, she's an idiot. Guys, stop. Like not only that, she's not attractive. Like I hate to break this to you, she's not. She looks like she's anorexic. Like unhealthy. Like I'm not saying you have to be fat. Like you no, but you can have some meat on your bones, like, or look normal. She looks like really unhealthy, and that's not a shot against her. She just genuinely looks unhealthy to me. How many trades do I catch in a year? It depends on how many setups. But this year I caught this double bottom. I caught a trade at about 21,000 here. I caught a little one here. I did not catch any of this, like, at all, this whole pump. It was kind of aggravating. And then I caught a move here, and then I shorted some here. So I've had about 5 or 6 trades. I've made well over 100,000, almost 200,000, just trading this year. So that's been huge. I've currently bought here right on the diagonal break, and I'm looking to long a little bit more underneath this resistance if we get a reversal pattern. So all in all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 10 trades this year. During the bear market, like this whole fucking shit, I won't lie, like I'll be completely transparent and honest. I kind of broke even all year. Like it was very, very difficult to trade, and not because I can't trade in a bear market, guys. I learned how to trade in a bear market. There was so much fuckery going on with FTX. Like it wasn't possible to trade. Like they were invalidating support and resistance zones. And like I won't lie, like I had a couple of big like short trades. Like yeah, like I did pretty well in some trades, but then like I'd lose 10, 12 trades in a row. Because one, I tried to like day trade because I was fucking bored. And two, it was so hard to trade. There were so many invalidations. Like if you look back and if you compare like FTX's history, right? FTX's trading history during this bear market to not only now, but in the past, like look how many very clear invalidations there are of support and resistance. I mean, here's a perfect one. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, it was fake out after fake out after fucking fake out the whole year. And it's like, how do you trade that? Like, even look at this. This is a perfect example of a fake breakdown. Like, look, you have like a really shitty double bottom. You establish support or resistance here. You reject it. You break out, and then you break back under. And not only like slightly under, like completely under that resistance level. That is all FTX liquidity grab. Again here, again here, again here. Like it was bizarre, right? It was fucking crazy. It was very, very difficult to trade. I don't know a lot of people that made money during that bear market. If you're one of them, you know, you're either a really good trader, but I'd also say you got lucky. Like I came out like slightly in profit, like $10,000 or $20,000 in profit. Like it wasn't like I made a big account gain. A lot of the money I made last year, which again, I hit it fucking huge in the bull market. Like right, like I changed my life in the bull run. Like I made easily over $500,000 during that bull run. So, and I don't live some like lavish lifestyle. Like I don't drive. Well, now I do because, you know, things are changed a little bit, but I don't drive. So at the time I didn't drive some expensive ass car. I don't live in a fucking mansion. I don't do any of this crazy shit. Like on the weekends, like usually I just go fishing, right? Like like I go to the gym, I go fishing. Like yeah, I drink and go out here and there, but I'm not eating at like some $1,000 steakhouse every night and wearing a Rolex. Like could I do it now? Yeah, probably. But at the time, like at least during all of this fucking mess, at least during the 2022 mess that this was, like late 2021 to like the about when when FTX finally died, it was the biggest relief to me. I was like, we're finally able to trade. I have messages that I've sent to people. I'm like, we can finally trade again. Like I can actually trade this fucking market again. And so yeah, for that whole year, like did I make or lose money? Like no, I made like $20,000, maybe $30,000. I really don't know. I don't keep a big check. But that prior bull market, like I made so much where I was fine. Like I don't live outside my means. So 10 trades while this, yeah, but not all of them have worked. Like okay, so 10 trades that have worked, right? But I've probably taken like 15-ish, maybe 20 that haven't. Like my hit rates are like right under 50%. So I'm completely honest. Like I don't win more than 50% of the time. Like really no one does. There's no trader that does. So anyone that tells you, and I had this discussion if you're in my Discord with this guy coming in claiming he has an 80% hit rate, like that's impossible. Like that's impossible. If that was possible, people would replicate it in AI and there'd be billionaires everywhere, right? So it's impossible. So 5 to 10% more on average. I mean, in that move in January, I made like whatever I had in, I made like 60% ish, I believe. I don't really remember. I made a fucking shit ton of money, so that was a huge relief. Like I basically made the down payment on my house in Florida, and I'm looking at a $750,000 house. So that one trade literally was my down payment for the house that I have yet to buy. I do not use leverage. Are they really? Is FTX really trying to relaunch? No fucking way, dude. I don't. How can you can't relaunch under the name FTX though. You'd have to relaunch under a different name because people would be like, I'm not putting my money in that. Can you imagine if there was like FTX 2.0 and like everyone lost it again? Like, God, that'd be such a blow. I watch EXO live streams because he does TA, but he's more bearish, and you tend to be more bullish. I mean, I'm bearish until we break all-time highs. Like, I mean, I'm bullish right now because there are no reason. Like, I'm swing trade bullish, but ultimately I know we're in a bear market. Talks are going to restart the exchange. That is fucking crazy. That is fucking bananas. They have to rename it. There's no way you name it FTX. Because think about it. Think if you're someone that like heard about it. Like everybody heard about it, right? So think about it like, do I really want to put my money in something that fucking killed people? Like, come on. They have to rename it. That or they're going to have to do something serious with the U.S. because the U.S. is not going to allow that. Like, they're going to have to get rid of everybody. They're going to have to prove transparency. They're going to have to do... God, that's just not even worth it. Like, take that money and just make a new exchange. Wipe it clean, new board, whatever. Don't go under the name FTX. Like, don't associate with FTX. Just return that money and start something new. My trading win rate? Well, I'll give you this. Like, guys, the best traders in the world have a win rate under 50%. So if you're one of those people that's like, oh, I'm only like I win half the time, like, and I lose half the time, you can still make a lot of money. It just depends how much your risk management is. Like if I lose 5 trades, I lose like 5% of my portfolio. If I win 5 trades, I'm making minimum 50 to 80%, right? So that's just how swing trading works, right? That's how it works out. So yeah, if you're like If you're like, oh, well, I feel like I need to be winning 100% of the time to make money, like, no, that's not how trading works. Anyone that says they have a win rate higher than 50% is lying out their ass. Out their ass. And if they say it, tell them to prove it. Say, prove to me that you have a 60, 80, or 90% win rate. Prove it. Don't give me the trades for your one day. Give me a years-long trading list. I want to see profits. I want to see entries, exits, everything. Right? The best traders on earth do not win more than 50% of the time. So your bogus LARP scamming piece of shit influencer that's telling you and shilling his group to you that he's making 80 or winning 80% of the time is fucking lying out his ass. Right? I'm not really, even though I have one, I'm not a fan of paid groups. My group is more educational than anything. I am trying to fucking teach you stuff. Like, I don't care, if you come in and I give you the trade signals and I tell you up front, like, I don't take that many trades in a year time span. So you might be here for a month and there might not be a trade. Like, this whole time period, this whole thing, I didn't take a trade, right? I took like one trade here. I took a trade on the 4-hour double bottom. And I'll even show you. Took the trade. Oh, I took 2 trades during this whole time period. I took a trade on this 4-hour double bottom. So I longed here. On this break, I longed again. And I sold like right here. Believe it or not, I did. I have the orders to prove it. Then I shorted on, I believe, here and took profits here. Right? So I shorted. I was at the car dealership buying a new truck. So I made like 3%. Right? I made like a couple grand and called it a day. On this one, all in all, I made about probably 5%. So during that little time period, I made about 10%-ish. Right? 7 to 10%. Can't remember. So now, have I lost any trades since then? Yes, absolutely. I actually took a very small long position. Where was it? Here? No, here. Took a very small long position here and ended up getting stopped out like a couple hours later. How much money did I lose? I was in with 80,000. I lost $400. I have the order to prove it. So yeah, like, guys, so right there, I'm 2 for 3. I'm 66%. Now, if we go back and, look at some of my older trades and all that, I'm right around 50%. So the best traders in the world look for a 5 to 6% gain on their portfolio per year. I don't know about that. The best traders in the world look for actually 100 to 110% every year. You should be doubling your portfolio every year, essentially. Maybe not doubling, but you should be getting well over 6%. Like, I look to at least get 50. It's very, very possible to get at least 50. Really enjoy your analysis since you give insights other than just charts. It's more like storytelling. Oh, okay. I thought that was like insulting me. I was like, wait, I'm trying to make it more interesting and easy to follow. But thank you. I appreciate it. Seen people going zero literally from millions using leverage and zero risk management. Yeah, I mean, that's how, guys, like leverage is literally there, so you lose money. Think of gambling in a casino. Like, when you go to the casino, they give you half price drinks. They have hot girls that hand you chips and do all this shit. That's all incentive to spend more money at the casino. Why is leverage there? It's the thought that you can make more money, right? So you're going to be greedy, you're going to hold, you're going to lose, you're going to get liquidated. That's how it goes. So I don't use leverage. It's a fucking waste of time. Yeah, but even if you have a 30% win rate, you can still make a shit fuck ton of money. Even if you're 1 for 3, right? You maybe 1 out of every 3 trades you make money. Guys, okay, I'll give you this example. On a big swing trade, so, we have a nice double bottom here, as many of you know, if many of you are from my class. If you take this trade, for example, and you ride it on the daily chart, right? You ride it on the daily chart until we see, our normal signs of exhaustion, right? So, which was really here. So you held it until here. Let's say you sold right here. You're looking at a fucking 50% gain, right? You'd probably make about 30% with all of your additions to your trades and your breakout, whatever. You're probably making about 30%. So if you make a 30% account gain on 100 grand, you're making 30 grand. So you're making about 30, 40% ish, right? That's fucking huge. That's in one trade. That's over like a month. What is this? January to mid-Feb. So that's a month and a half. You just made 40%. Okay, let's say you nail a couple of these. Maybe you lose a couple, you win a couple up until, let's say this point. So you make another 10%. Now you're at 50% account gain, right? Maybe you nailed a couple of these. Maybe you lost some, but you made ultimately like 5-10%. Now you're at 50%. Now you're longing this breakout. You're currently up, currently up 10%. So you're probably up 4 or 5%. So you're up 55% for the year. Let's say we get that, that double bottom reversal. You long again here and we break out more. Now you're looking at probably around 7% gain, maybe an 8% gain, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. So you're looking at a almost 60% account gain. If we go all the way to 36,000 from where that original long was, again, you're buying into, so you're looking at 31%. You're probably making about 17 to 20%. You have a 67% account gain for the year. If you have $100,000, it's 70 grand, right? It's more money, and it's only been half the year. That's more money than most people make in the entire world, right? And that's only half the year. Now, let's say you maybe, we'll be conservative. Let's say you lose some trades, you win some trades, but ultimately you make another 50%. You're making 120%. So not only did you double your portfolio, you outperformed doubling your portfolio. You made $120,000, right? And if you keep repeating that every year, let's say you only make 1 out of 3 trades, right? 1 out of 3 trades, you're still making 100% a year, still making 70% a year. That is fucking huge. That money compounds on itself, and you can trade with those profits, right? Even if you're living off them, you can still reinvest some of them and trade with them. But I do Twitter Spaces. I actually get invited all the time to help host Twitter Spaces. I actually got invited to a group that hosts a bunch of them every week. So I actually will be on a space next week on July 4th and I believe July 7th. Unfortunately, a lot of the spaces are about Web3 and all that other shit. And guys, it's not that I don't care about it. I don't know a lot about it, and it's not my place to give a lot of opinion on something I don't know, right? I'm here to talk about finance, TA, risk metrics, macro, micro, economic situations, and whatnot. I don't really know a lot about Web3. I don't do a lot of research about it. I am purely financial trader. I don't know a lot about, I know enough about crypto to talk about it to a medium level to, get someone interested or teach them about what it does and all of that. But if you're asking me the deep dive, what is it going to, what's the outlook 10 years from now? What about this? What about Web3's implications? I can't really answer that to a very high level, right? So yes, I will be doing Twitter Spaces. I'll announce them beforehand. But with all that said, guys, I'm going to end it here. I got to go eat. But yeah. Be on the lookout for some educational content. I'm going to post some tomorrow. I'm going to be posting that twice a week, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just a little snippet of hey, here's something you can learn. I probably will not be live streaming Friday because I'll be fishing. And that's all I got. I hope you guys have a nice weekend. And always remember, be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.